Today we have this 1953 Smith Corona Silent Super. I'm going to show you how to use the functions and make sure they all work. Got a paper tray that flips up from the back, and these are your margins right here and right here. I like to set them at the beginning and the end of the page, and that's where they are. But if you need to move them, you just push down and move them like that, and that's where you'll stop on each side. This is an adjustable paper guide that allows you to feed the paper into the platen straight, so it's not crooked. And the platen is your main roller that the paper feeds into on this right side here. Make sure that's flipped back, and I'll show you how to use that later. If it's flipped forward, it won't allow you to load the paper correctly. So you flip it back, and it feeds right into it. This is your paper bale that sits on top, and it has adjustable paper holders on each side here that help hold it down better. Once you hear the bell, you're at the end of the margin. You hit this line space, get you back to the beginning, and skips 1, 2, or 3. Right now we have it on single, but if you want doubles, just switch back here. Flip that back to the 2, and it skips 2. Flip it back to the 3, and it skips 3. That works good. We're going to keep it on single for now and finish typing. As you can see, all the keys type nice and none of them skip or stick. I'll type a sentence on the next line. Very nice typing machine. This is the more luxurious version of the Sterling and the Super Sterling, and also the Silent. And this one is the Super Silent, or Silent Super, I should say, which is the top of that line and very well designed. One of the top typewriters of its era in the 50s. And this actually, Smith Corona made some of the best typewriters for about 100 years. To pull the page out easy, that switch that we flipped back when we started, we're going to switch it forward. That allows you to pull the page out easy, or load thicker paper like carbon copy or cardstock or multiple pages. Make sure you flip that back before you load the next page, or else, as you could see when I started, that didn't load correctly. We're going to flip this back down. Got a backspace on the left side here. That works good. A shift on each side and a shift lock on the left. To clear that, you just hit the shift button again. It's got a tab function on the right side here. Right now we shouldn't have any tabs set, so it goes all the way to the end. We're going to set one right in the middle or so by hitting that set button right there. And now when you hit the tab button, stop at that spot that you set. To clear, you hit the button above it, which should have a CL, but the button is missing, but it still works perfectly fine. And now when you hit the tab button, it goes all the way to the end again. And you can set as many tabs as you want on this model. We're going to just keep it right in the middle just in case the tab button gets, whoever hits it next doesn't go all the way to the end. Some of these typewriters, it slams really hard, causing wear and tear on your typewriter. On the right side here, we got a color selector switch. On the top is a blue, on the middle is a white, and the bottom is a red. When you have it on red, you hit the bottom portion of the ribbon, and it jumps up higher. This is your ribbon vibrator. So when you have it on red, it just goes up higher, and you hit the bottom portion of the ribbon. When you have it all the way up to blue, it hits the top portion of the ribbon. As you can see, it doesn't go up as high. And when you have it on the white, it doesn't go up at all, so you don't print anything. We're going to keep it on blue for now. And open the hood. You got touch control right here. The higher you go to the left, the more tension there is when you hit the keys. They respond faster, but you just got to hit them a little harder. We're going to keep it on low. I'm used to typing on a computer, so I don't like to hit them too hard. And I type slow, so that's perfect for me. And all the brand new ribbons located on this side, and it's pulling to this side clockwise. And if you want to switch that direction, you just flip this switch right here up, and it'll start pulling counterclockwise to the left. That works good. We're going to keep it pulling to the correct side, which is the right side for now. Got a carriage release on each side, and this helps you control the carriage. And this model has a locking mechanism. So when you hold this up, it'll send it to the middle and lock in place. So when you have it in the case, it's snug on this side, so it's locked to protect the mechanism in there. It's called the escapement. And if you don't have it and this bangs around in there, it could break that gear, and it causes major damage to your typewriter. It's really hard to replace that on a lot of models. This is your, when you pull this out, it disables the spacing when you turn the platen knob. You push it in, each one of those clicks is one space, and you can also do that with a lever in front here on this. Push that forward and it disables the spacing, so you can get to an exact spot on the page without having to navigate through the spaces. And this is your carriage release on that side. And that's about it. Now available on eBay or Etsy. Search Brooksaw Antiques.